Okay, so I want to take you through doing some mugs here. So I'm going to Control N to clear my screen. I'm going to start with my brush tool over here, and I'm going to pick it's hard for me to find the dang thing. Where is it? The sweep profile. Yeah. I'm just going to draw one out and go to edit mode, and I can right click and mouse around it. First thing I'm going to do is change my material to just a basic material here. And then I'm going to come over in the tool button, and before I make it a Polymesh 3D, I'm going to come down here to the initialize, and I'm going to work on its profile. And you notice as I click and hold and drag these points, that changes. So I can drag that out and it opens up out there. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this center one, so I'm just going to kind of drag it off the screen, and then I'm going to drag this until I start getting kind of the diameter to length ratio that I think is looking pretty good. And yeah, that's not bad. Let's maybe move that out just a little bit. Move that in. Let's move it out. And then I'm going to add another one. I want just a slight little curve in here, so I'm going to pick on that and kind of pull it down and push it in until I get this kind of beer glass. And I'm going to press P to go to perspective so I can really get a sense of what that's going to look like. So yeah, let's maybe make everything just a little bit wider at the base. There we go, more mug-like. And then I can come down here to the thickness slider, and I'm going to click and hold and drag that till it kind of goes out to kind of what I want for the thickness of the top. And you see right now it's the same on there. So if I go to this thickness profile, and I want it to be thicker down on the bottom, so what I can do is click and hold and drag that, and you see it's going to make it quite a bit thicker down there. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Maybe a little bit thicker up on top as well. The other thing I want to do is get rid of some of these facets, so I'm going to come down to my horizontal divide and crank that. I'm just going to crank it all the way to 128, and then I want to up the vertical divides here. So I'm going to click and hold and drag that till they get up. I can Shift F to go to polyframe till I look like I'm getting something that's roughly squared. That actually looks like it is, so I'm going to leave it at that. So that all looks pretty good. So now when I'm ready for that, now I want to come up to make it a Polymesh 3D. Now I want to put in, I need to put in something that I can kind of Dynamesh into a bottom for this. So I'm just going to come to my cylinder 3D here and put it in there. But the way I want to do that is through the subtool palette. So I'm going to click on that, and here you see our mug. So I'm going to rename that. I'm going to leave this PM3D so that I know it's a Polymesh 3D. So PM3D. Let's write it underscores. So PM3D dash. Just call it body. And then I'm going to come in and append, and in this case I'm going to append the cylinder 3D, and so you see it drops that in below it. So then I'm going to pick that cylinder 3D and I'm just going to scale it accordingly. So I'm going to press E to go to my scale mode, click on it up top there. Let's scale it down some. I may have to do this multiple times based on which way it's wanting to go until it starts to get down past my. So let's make sure that let's move it out of the way. Oh, let's see, what has it done? It's done something stupid. Oh, my mug is hidden. There we go. Turn it on. So yeah, let me undo a bit of that. Go back to scale it down so it looks like it'll fit in the bottom. Oh, the other thing I just realized, I was doing something really stupid, so let me undo out of all that. Yep. Is I'm still in perspective mode, so let me hit P. And now I should be able to click there. So now that's, yeah, nice and centered on that. So scale that down until it's about towards the center. Let's get the move tool, move it down, hold shift. Yeah, that's tucked in there. So then I can kind of click on it and get it on that bottom, and I want to scale it down so that it fits in there. So here I can just use this and hold shift, and I'm just going to move it down. And this is using the move tool on the outer end here, and if I hold it from the middle, I just move it. Just always want to hold shift. So I want to do that till it looks like I can get it about the thickness that I want for the base of this. And it's not going to matter that it's all faceted. When we Dynamesh this thing, it'll merge right in, no problem. Then I just want to kind of move it up till it's sort of right there at the base of this thing. Maybe a little bit in, because we're going to want a little bit of that kind of lip around the bottom that always catches the water in the dishwasher. Anyway, so move that up. Let's make sure it's looking good in there. Yeah, everything's looking good. So what I want to do is come back up and make sure I'm selected on the main body here. And I want to go to merge, and then I just want to tell it to merge down. It's going to give me the warning that it's not, it's not an undoable operation. So I'm going to say OK, and that merges it. So now it's, this is all one body here. And what I can do is now come down to my geometry tab, and now I can start my Dynamesh. So I'm going to open up Dynamesh, and we'll turn off project, and we'll turn on polish. Leave everything as it is. The resolution, I've done this before, so the 128 resolution seems to be about right. Turn that on, and yep, sure enough, merged it in. Let's go to Shift F to turn that off. Yep, everything looking good. Let's take a look at it in perspective. It's looking good. Let's go back to orthographic. So that's all looking pretty good. Let me check my time here. Okay, about 4 minutes. So I'm going to try to see if I can get the handle in 4 minutes. So to make the handle, there are a couple of ways to do it. One is to actually do another polymesh cylinder. So what I'm going to do here is just drop out of edit mode, so that this thing, I'll still have it. Here it is. I'll still be able to come back to it. So what I want to do though is now I want to draw in a new cylinder. So I'm going to click on that. Let's draw it out. Go to edit mode, hit Control N to clear the canvas, and then come down to initialize. And here I'm going to click on its inner radius to get that out some. And then it's Z size. I'm going to drop that way down until I've got something that's kind of a ring here. And I'm going to turn on Shift F so I can kind of see the different vertical divides. We'll take this divide down to, type in 4. Yep, 4. This, the horizontal divide, and we'll put 16. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So once I've done that, now I can just make this polymesh 3D and hit Control D a few times to subdivide it. You see it's going to smooth it up fairly nicely. That all looks pretty good. Maybe I want it a little bit fat, and so you can come down to the deformation tab here, and under the inflate, I'll make sure I've got X, Y, and Z checked on that. I'm just going to inflate it a little bit. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to hold down Control and Shift and come over, and on my brush I'm going to click it, and I'm going to pick the trim curve brush, and let's see, I'm just going to draw from the bottom up over here, so I'm trimming from the right, real close to the center. So I'm going to hold down the space bar to move that. That looks pretty good. So, oh, yep, sorry. This thing has multiple subdivisions in it. So I'm just going to come up and under Geometry here, we'll open that up, delete the lower. Now I should be able to hold down Control and Shift and draw up. Let's get that close to center. And we'll go. Yeah, so that's trimmed that down. So that's looking pretty good. So now what I can do, now that I've got that, let's go ahead and rename it so we'll know what we're looking for. And we're just going to call it handle. And let's see, I'm going to come back here to my body. and it should still have Dynamesh active. Yep, it's all good. So here in the subtool menu, what I want to do is append that handle in. So I've appended that. Now let me get my, just make sure I'm not in, I'm not in perspective. Press W to get my move tool, drag it out, or sorry, press R to get the rotate, and then drag out here. Oh, sorry, you got to switch down to the subtool you want to work on. So now I should be able to, and I'm going to hold down Shift till I get it vertical. I'll look at it from the top. It's not quite centered, so press W to get that. I'm going to move it so it looks pretty much centered. Yeah, that's looking good. Then I'm just going to move it out here and press E to get my scale tool, and I'm going to scale it down some so it looks about like what I want. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then W for my move, and I'm going to move it so that it kind of fits in. You can see it doesn't quite fit in down here. That's okay. I'm going to press Q to go back to draw mode, and I'm going to click on my brush menu, and I'm going to press M because I'm looking for the move brush, and there it is. And I'm going to make my draw size really big. And just click and hold down here and just kind of move that handle into position so it kind of fits in there. It doesn't, make sure it's not penetrating through all the way. Yeah, that all looks good. I also want to kind of move the handle in just a little bit, make it more of kind of a, like an ear shape. Yeah, that's looking good. And so once I've done that, now I can come back up, make sure I've got the body selected, merge down, and yeah, I'm about to run out of time. Say OK. My palette, my Dynamesh should still be active, so all I have to do is clear the mask and sure enough, Dynameshed together. Let's press P to see how it looks. Looks pretty good. Come over to my material. Let's put on that toy plastic there. Yep, looking good. And then I could use radial symmetry to come back in and further refine everything around the rim of this. I definitely want to smooth that out. I want to make this a little more pronounced down here. I'd probably want to bevel this edge more. Yeah, it's definitely too sharp. So I'd bevel that. So maybe I can come back and do that in a separate video.